That's hilarious.
Oh,
man.
Drinking
Welcome.
a Coors in my Tundra on my way to the World Cup. DUI? No, thank you. I'm gonna start just having conversations, like not even saying anything, just saying something like, "Go to jail? No, thank you," and like completely out of context.
Sam Elliott's on the podcast today, guys. Just
Howdy.
keep talking. That's so stupid. All right. For the last time, welcome back to the BGPerform Podcast with my co-host, Coach Jerry Hayes. Got some sad news. The BGPerform Podcast is coming to an end because we got something better. We got something new. We're changing some things up. Next week, I'm going to be announcing some changes to the podcast. I think the BGPerform Podcast has been going for a really long time, but I think with where me and Jerry are, with where we're headed, I think this new name suits us better, and I think it's going to give you a little bit more of an idea of what we're about. Because I think while I love having my name on the podcast, I think one, this is me and Jerry's podcast, and I think we have a different approach that we're trying to take. And I think our new name and system is going to better suit us in the future and what we're trying to achieve. So I'm super excited about it. I'm going to announce it next week. Not sure what day yet. Probably the day before, or probably the day that I post the last episode, because we had the new episode out this morning, which I definitely forgot to post on Instagram today. So go check that out.
Get it out anyway. We'll do it.
We'll do it right after this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited. I think, like I said, it's going to be better suited for what we got going on in the future and where we're headed with everything. So we're going to miss the BGPerform podcast, but we're going to move on.
Look back fondly upon it.
Yes.
A pond? What did I just say?
A pond.
Never mind. Sam, fix it. I mean a pond.
Just keep going to Sam Elliott.
I need a Sam button.
Yeah, that was easy. That was easy.
That was a piece of cake. Coors.
Just add Coors at the end to everything.
Yeah. Oh, give me my Coors.
That's so funny. But yeah, so excited about that. But today we have a special last episode of the BGPerform podcast. Today we're going to be going over Would You Rather. Got some topics that Jerry and I picked out. We didn't tell each other what we were doing. We just picked some topics. We each got 4. We're going to ask the question. We're going to dive into it, and we're going to see what we come up with, or what our choices are.
Yeah. So if you're listening and you're not driving, crack yourself a Coors and relax.
Stupid. How was the past week, though, before we get into that?
What'd you say? How was the past week?
Yeah.
Bro, busy. It's been great. Summer's in full swing at work, so that's one thing. Like, if you're a personal trainer and you haven't worked in strength and conditioning for at least a year, I would recommend looking into it. Like, even if you're doing it part-time while you're doing your own thing, there's something really electric about going from winter into spring, and then the kids finish school, even like college age and below, all the way up to college, and then you get into summertime, and the energy is just different, dude. Everyone's excited to be in there. Everyone's in there at the same time, early. Everyone's working extra hard. The kids are in a better mood. They have like the perfect amount of energy for the session, but then they're focused because they know once it's done, they get to do whatever they want. They don't have to go home, do homework, and leave. So it's been great, man. Energy's electric. Workouts have been good. Yeah, man. I've had like 6 coaches ask me, like, why are you sweating so bad? And it's like, well, 1, it's hot as shit. It's summertime. Yeah. And 2, my answer's the same every time. I'm like, because I care. Like, like that's, so it's been great, man. It's been great. It's been great.
Yeah, it's been hot here. I hate it. I hate when it's hot. I hate when it's humid. I am the opposite of every human being. When it gets hot, I want to go to the cold. And when it's cold, I want to stay in the cold.
I got in my car yesterday at like 6 p.m. and it said 100 degrees. Yeah. Like reading when it was parked, and I was like, oh my God.
Miserable. But we deal with it for now.
Yep.
Until I move to Alaska. or Montana during the summer. I'm going to be a reverse snowbird. That's exactly what I'm going to be. When it gets hot, I'm going to go to the snow. I'm just going to keep following the snow. Find the places.
Find the tundra.
Yeah, exactly. So, but let's get started. So,
Perfect.
would you rather? You want to start or do you want me to start?
I can start.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so this is the first one that came to mind. Would you rather go to a commercial gym during prime time hours and superset a squat rack and a bench press, or go to the sauna? But when you're supersetting the squat rack and bench press, you are doing barbell curls in the squat rack. And when you're in the sauna, you're exercising kind of annoyingly, like doing Bulgarians with your foot. Yeah, shadow boxing, and people are in there trying to relax. So you're the guy in there working out while everyone else is just like, bro, it's been a long day. Knock it the fuck off.
Damn, that's horrible.
So again, supersetting a squat rack and a bench press, but in the squat rack, you are doing barbell curls. And if you're in the sauna, you're doing like shadow boxing, squats, like Bulgarians on the bench behind you, and you're actively like breathing heavy and kind of being annoying.
That's actually like a very hard one.
Yeah, dude.
I think I'd rather do the sauna because I think in the sauna, at least, there's some. It's smaller. There's going to be less people, and
no, this is prime time, dude. There's like maybe a 6-person sauna,
but I'm saying,
and there's 4 others.
Yeah, so like there's 4 other people in there, whereas like you're on the entire gym floor doing curls in the squat rack. So I would say that personally, I would probably rather have to do the sauna and shadow box in the sauna. I feel like that would be, yeah, I don't know, that would suck, but I feel like that would suck less than me supersetting a bench press and a squat rack during prime time and curling in the squat rack.
Now, what if you were squatting in the squat rack? Same answer?
No, yeah, I'd rather do that.
Yeah,
100%.
okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because the sauna one, that's tough. That's personal.
Yeah, I think whatever. I think I'd rather do that than have to superset that, because that would suck during prime time.
Yeah, it would be terrible.
And to see someone who like, and you get those glares behind you, where someone's like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?"
Yo, how many sets do you have left? It's 5 total sets, by the way.
And you do half curls in the squat rack?
Yeah. Just the elbow swing.
That would suck. You would do the other?
Man, maybe. I don't know. It's tough.
That would suck.
It's tough. I might have to go sauna.
I just feel like the sauna's like, you get it, you do it, you get it done.
I feel like I respect myself too much to do a curl in the squat rack to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I'd have to go sauna.
All right, good. All right,
If you see me keep looking over, too, I'm just checking on the dogs.
You're good.
Yeah.
Would you rather never lift weights again or never run again?
My God.
And running and like...
That's in all fashions. That's like if you're late.
Yeah.
I'm really good at power walking. Have you ever seen me power walk? Bro, I'm like a mom in the grocery store with my hips. It's insane. I had someone jogging next to me, and I was able to keep up with them one time in high school. That was crazy. Oh, man. But I can't run?
Ever.
Bro, I'm a skinny guy. I don't know. I'm gonna get rid of running. I'm gonna get rid of running. I'm gonna power walk everywhere. I have to lift. I'll turn into 139 pounds again.
Really?
What?
You just never have to rush again.
You just gotta always be on time.
Just always got to plan ahead.
Sorry, can't run.
I just think lifting is. I think like even when I can, like I used to hate running, and then I ended up finding like a love of running. Obviously, in the last couple of years. But no questions asked, I would get rid of running in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
If there was a decision between the two, and I had to lift.
Can you imagine if like
run.
a killer was chasing you?
That would suck. That's what I'm saying. But I think I would put my fists up. I'd bite down on my mouth guard, and I just start swinging.
Just
start swinging
on pedestrians.
Hopefully, my strength will get me through that encounter.
You'd have a good excuse though if you're late. Just be like, sorry, man, can't run. I'm not allowed.
You're just walking everywhere.
Not allowed. Can't do that. Hustle. Sorry, coach. Can't.
Literally can.
That's a good one. I like that one. That's good.
All right.
But
All right.
definitely, I'm lifting for sure.
Next one. Go ahead.
See you running. Speaking of running, would you rather go into your lift? This is a similar question. Would you rather go into your lift with a callus ripped off of each middle finger?
Oh no.
Yeah. Or go into your run with chafing nipples already?
Oh man. 100%. The callus.
Yeah, dude. Chafing nips is unreal.
Yeah.
That's a
chafing
hard
nips,
feeling.
whatever. That's like, I could deal with that though. I've had that before.
Yeah, so have I. It sucks.
Yeah, but I would 100%. Wait. Wait. So,
Your nips are already chafing, and now you have to run.
are you wearing
And
a
then-
cotton shirt? Or are you wearing a regular, like a dry fit
You're
shirt?
wearing like, we'll say like no matter what shirt, it's affecting you. Like they're already chafed, so like literally any friction's gonna be rough.
I still think I'd rather do that. I'd rather have
You
that.
think so?
Yeah, 100%. I think like that would be a lot more because like when you like I've ripped my hands before from like
Yeah.
CrossFit.
Mhm.
Like everything, you can't touch anything because it hurts.
I think
or
I
it
sent you a
stings,
picture.
or burns.
Yeah, I think I sent you a picture one time when we were doing the same program, and I like ripped this one,
Yeah.
and it's the start of this one off. So like
Yeah,
the
I've had some
three
really
fingers.
bad ones. Like in
Yeah.
CrossFit, I've had some really bad ones. Whether I was doing like when I was just getting into ring muscle ups, or I was doing like kipping pull ups, or any sort of like hanging bar work, toes to bar, you get those
Yeah.
like blisters right here,
Mhm.
and when those things tear, because it's
Rough,
not
dude.
just like I think with a chafed nipple, it's like a week or a couple of days. Like it's like a day or two, and like your nipples are better. When you rip your hand, it's like a solid week that
Yeah,
you
but they're
like.
gonna be super chafed because they're already chafed.
Yeah,
now
but
you're
I
running.
don't know. I just feel like I would rather deal with that, and
Okay.
like personally, because I think I've had that before, and it's not been as bad. Like it's annoying, but like it's not been that bad. Whereas like I vividly remember, like I could look back and remember when I like had a chafed nipple from running,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, okay. But like I remember when I was like, oh wow, I ripped my hand, and that was a horrible experience.
Dude, I remember one time Mikey. So my little cousin Mikey, for those who don't know Mikey,
Our little cousin
awesome
Mikey.
legend. Yeah, our little cousin Mikey, legend. First of all, funny as hell. But he had a birthday party when he was like maybe 5, and I was probably 10, and I wore a Dallas Cowboys jersey, and I didn't have an undershirt, and I'm running around and I'm playing at this place, and that was the first time I had chafed nipples.
Well, that's probably
That's
why
the
you wore
last-
a Cowboys jersey.
That's the last time I've had chafed nipples. I'll never make a mistake like that again.
Maybe you make the mistake was the Dallas Cowboy jersey.
That's
Should
what
wear
it
a
was.
real man's jersey. New York
That's
Giants.
what it was. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Ravens guy now.
I know you are a Ravens
Put
guy
that
now.
Lamar Jackson jersey on, dude. I can't wait till football season again. That was great. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, but I think 100% I'd rather have chafed nipples. I don't think it's that bad. I think, speak of the differences here, chafed nipple guy, ripped callus guy. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
But I do think they're both bad. I
Oh, whoa, hello.
Good?
Yeah, you went. I just, and then you disappeared.
I just think if you.
But your mic's gone. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
sorry.
That's
Is it
alright.
still good?
I hear you through your computer.
Hold on one sec.
While Brandon's fixing that, I will say it's tough because I have had those lifts where you have the ripped calluses and it's the worst, especially because like the bar is just kind of dirty a little bit and like it scrapes it up more, and then like you try to wash it and it burns. I don't know, man. I mean, dude, that one's tough. I don't know if I can even choose it, and I'm the one who made up the question.
Hold on one
Maybe
sec.
chafing nips.
Can you still hear me?
I can, yeah.
It's just through my.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just it's different. That's all.
I didn't pay $300 for this microphone to not.
I think you need to probably update the software.
No, I just moved it on accident, and it
Okay.
won't let me click on my mic. All right. Well,
Screw it.
yeah.
You're free. You can move around like this.
I guess, yeah. Where are we at?
We were talking about the chafed nips, but I think we're gonna go on to your next one.
Okay, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, would you rather do 1,000 walking lunges tomorrow or run a marathon tomorrow.
Do I have all day?
I mean, sure. You got 8 hours.
1,000 walking
You
lunges.
got an 8 hour work day.
Maybe 1,000 walking lunges. Wait, hold on. Oh, man. My shins are not okay right now. So right now, the 1,000 walking lunges sounds great, but then I think about my hip and I'm like, fuck,
I
don't do
feel
that
like
to yourself.
1,000 walking lunges would suck.
That would be like the 8 hour arm workout. I don't think I could do that. I'm gonna run a marathon and just deal with the shin splints.
I think I would run a marathon 100%. I think.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the people who like do walking lunges around the track? I forgot what they were doing, or the guy who like walking lunged a mile.
Well, there was a challenge where you had to do. Oh, maybe that was different. The one lap was like burpees. The other one was like broad jumps.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
burpee broad jumps and then walking lunges. Yeah, that would be
I
the
just think I just think walking lunges would be a miserable experience to do 1,000 of them.
yeah. Especially because like I haven't been training for a marathon, but I also haven't been training with that high rep range either. So like, who would?
I
So
mean, I think you could run a marathon, you'd be sore the next day, but
yeah,
like it would be more of a mental thing than anything.
yeah.
And I
Honestly,
think
what I would do is go to Dick's Sporting Goods. I'd pick up a good pair of runners, break them in today just by walking around, and then tomorrow I'd run. That's what I would do.
I just think that's a better experience. I think
I
you'd be
agree.
better
I
off
agree.
running the marathon. I think that would be a bigger accomplishment.
¿Por
And
qué
I
no los
think
dos?
why not?
Sam? Do it with the Coors.
But seriously, I think running the marathon would be a lot easier, and
Yeah.
I think the walking on I don't even know. I think at some point you wouldn't even be able to do 1,000 walking lunges.
Can I go to sea level for the marathon?
Sure, you can go wherever you want.
Fuck it. I'll do that.
I just don't think you'd actually. I think there'd probably be a point where like 1,000 walking lunges, you probably it would literally take like so if you split up 8 hours, that's like you're looking at like 125 lunges per hour,
Eh, Yeah.
which I think in the beginning would be fine, but probably towards the end of that,
Bro, you'd get to a point where you just wouldn't be able to lunge down. I think
that's
you
what
would
I
hit
mean.
rhabdo first.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I
that's
mean.
that's fucking nuts. I'm going with the run.
So maybe you wouldn't have an option. Maybe it just you'd have to run a marathon.
Yeah, that's trying to protect my kidneys. I don't. I'm gonna go for the run.
All right,
All
cool.
right. So you're run, I'm run. Cool. We
Yeah,
agree. Wait, so just a recap. We agreed on the sauna squat rack. We
yeah.
agreed on the chafing nips, I think, because I think
No,
I would. You said you do want chafing nips.
but yeah, I'd rather have chafe
Yeah,
nips.
I think I would rather have chafing nips because
Okay,
you go
okay.
into a lift. I think I'd deal with it, put some Vaseline on it the next day, cover them up with a Band-Aid, and
I
get
just
to
think like it's
work.
a couple days after, and your nips are
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. And I'm assuming like with the way that I formed the question, the callus, you can't cover it. You got
But
nothing
I
to
think the
cover
other
it.
thing too is like with that, I've had instances where I'm like, okay, it's been a couple days, let me like work out again with the callus, and it rips
And it
again.
still hurts. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it
So it's
re-rips.
like,
Yeah,
yeah. So the chafe nipples, like, all right, I'm just even if I ran, it would be something I could handle and deal with
yeah. You don't have
because
to go
I've
to the
done it.
gym with bitch mittens on.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I like it. We agreed on the chafing nips, the sauna, and then
Yep.
what your two were
My two were
the
the 1,000
marathon and
walking lunges
yep,
or the marathon, which we agreed the marathon,
yep.
and then would you rather lift weights or never run again?
We agreed on that
And
too.
never
Okay.
lift weights or never run again.
I'm curious to see if we're gonna agree on this one. Would you rather do high rocks or sleep with a homeless man, unprotected sex?
The homeless man's gonna have a good night.
Yeah, he's gonna have a great night, right?
I will never do high rock.
It's gonna be a night to remember.
I will never do high rocks. Yeah, I mean, I just can't. From having a background in CrossFit, I just couldn't. I just can't. It's a fake version of CrossFit to say keep things PG, even though Jerry just absolutely didn't keep it PG.
Well, there's nothing. No explicit things happened.
I would rather. Yeah, I have no interest in high rocks.
Can I take him to dinner first?
I think high rocks is I just maybe I'm just being too hard on it, but I just can't see it lasting too long. I guess it's just like the same thing. It just bothers me. Like it's
Yeah.
trying to be what CrossFit was, and it's doing a good job marketing wise, but I think also it's very it's just the same thing, and like
Yeah.
and this is the thing with High Rocks is like if it tries to do anything else, it's
Yeah.
trying to be CrossFit,
Yeah.
and it can't be like
You're
because
getting the bargain brand version of CrossFit.
well you're getting a workout in CrossFit. Like
Yeah.
essentially that's like if Fran started a business and was just like come do Fran in Miami
Yeah.
and then come do Fran and hit New York City,
Yeah.
and that's the only thing you did.
Yeah. I think
Homeless
the
man, at least
worst
like
part is that
at
they're
least someone
doing
gets
it.
to cuddle me at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Well, you don't have to stay. You could
I
slip and
would
dip,
stay.
but
I would stay.
I would stay. Make it
Shared an
a night to
intimate moment.
remember.
I would stay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the worst part is they're doing it under the name of Hybrid Rockstar. So call it something different.
Just to be clear, I could very well do a high rocks race. I just
Yeah,
wouldn't.
fully capable. Will never do it. Yeah,
So
I had so many people at the gym that I work out at. They're like, "Yo, we're doing a High Rocks thing," and they're like talking about it. And one person was just like, Are you gonna do it?" I'm like, "No. Why would I ever subject myself to that when a homeless guy is waiting for me?" All right, yours. Let's go.
yeah, I just think it's not a. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather have a 500-pound deadlift or a 5-minute mile?
500-pound deadlift or a 5 minute mile, dude.
Yeah.
500-pound deadlift, easy. I could
Really?
almost run. I could probably run a 5 minute mile in like a year if I trained for it. My best mile time was 5:45 in high school when I was boxing.
I think so. And I know this kind of contradicts because, well, it doesn't really because running a 5-minute mile is. I think running a 5-minute mile is probably more impressive than a 500-pound deadlift.
At my weight, you think?
Maybe. I mean, well,
So
yeah,
that's another thing to consider because I'm like 175, 178
yeah, but
ish.
I think like it's probably been done at your weight easily. You know what I mean?
I mean, so have the runs though. You know?
Yeah, but not like I think a 5-minute mile run is a lot more difficult than a 500-pound deadlift would be to achieve. Obviously, barring injury and all that stuff, I think, and I could be wrong here, but I think
Yeah.
if let me rephrase this too, or let me put it this way: I think someone who could run a 5-minute mile has a better chance at a 500-pound deadlift than a person who has a 500-pound deadlift has at running a 5-minute mile.
I could
If
see
that
that.
makes sense.
My logic is that I'm close to both, and I feel like it would be easier for me to get the run.
Probably.
Like
I
if
mean,
I train
probably.
for it. Like
I,
timeline wise, I think it would take a shorter amount of time for me to get the run than to get the deadlift. But I don't. My heaviest
I think,
deadlift was like 405, and I don't really deadlift anymore.
but that's
So
what
I
I'm
was
saying.
only
I think,
100 pounds off.
yeah. I mean, and I
Mm.
think if you worked at it, but I think running a real 5-minute mile, like hard, right? And maybe under a 5-minute mile should be the thing here.
If it's
That
under
is
five
like,
minutes, I'd probably rather do
that's
that
like a
because
very elite level
yeah,
run, right? Like I've seen people who could probably get in the six range, the maybe the high fives, but
hmm
like getting below a 5-minute mile, like you're talking about, like I know somebody who was a very elite level track runner who went D1 and ran like I don't know what his exact time was, but it was like a 4-minute mile. So like you're only a minute off of, and like he was like this, like he was super
yeah,
thin, lanky. I just see that being a lot harder. Just like the same idea as like a marathon. Like, I think a
yeah,
marathon is more attainable than like a thousand reps of a walking lunge.
yeah,
But it's hard nonetheless. I just find I would if someone came to me and they said, "Oh, I deadlifted 500 pounds," or "Oh, I just ran a 5-minute mile," I'd be like, "Oh shit, like 5-minute mile, 500
yeah,
pound deadlift's like, oh, that's cool, right?"
yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
think the most I've ever lifted was 445, on a
Yeah.
deadlift. So I don't know. Like I feel, let me put it this way.
Hmm.
I think someone who's just kind of like kind of training, does a lot of training, lifts heavy consistently. I think they could get close to a 500-pound deadlift. I
Okay.
don't think you could just go out and do a 5-minute mile.
Yeah. Yeah. You're probably right. I think more people could do a 500-pound deadlift. I think that one's just a unique answer for me. Is that I think I'm closer to getting a 5-minute mile than I am a 500-pound deadlift.
But
But then
yeah,
again, I could
you
be wrong. I
also don't
haven't
know though
deadlifted
because
in
you haven't
forever.
deadlifted in a long
Like,
time.
yeah,
So
and I've gotten quite a bit bigger and stronger. So I feel
and
like
like,
I
when
would
was the
be able
last
to
time you
do
ran?
it.
Like you ran, like I ran super fast, uh, recently, like last year, and I think my fastest mile was like under 7 minutes. I think I had, or around
Yeah,
7 minutes. It was around that 7 minute mark, and
yeah,
like that, I was fucking flying, and I was like,
yeah.
couldn't have done anything more. I don't know, like I was about to vomit at the end of it. So like to for me to then go and say, okay, I need to get 2 minutes faster at this
Yeah.
would be insane. Obviously, it could be done, but like it's just mentally insane for me. Whereas, like
Hmm.
if you told me, okay, we're gonna work towards a 500-pound deadlift, you know, again, barring any injury, I think it would make a lot more sense, and it would be easier for the average person to get to that than it would a 5-minute mile.
Okay. So to go on the same page that you're going with too, if I were to, if someone was just like, you have the faculties to run it, but you
Yeah.
also have like not just the stamina and the speed, but like joint stability, all this stuff, and good mechanics, and it was just granted to me,
Hmm.
I'd probably take that over the 500 pounds because it's harder to get, especially because
Yeah.
like I said, like my shins are kind of messed up
Well,
right
that's what I'm
now.
saying. That's where I would.
Yeah.
That's why I would choose that. And that's why I think it's.
Yeah.
If you were to make me choose one, I'd probably choose the 5-minute mile because that's just like, again, if you can run a 5-minute mile, you're probably a very fit human being, right? If you can deadlift 500 pounds, you're strong, but like, there's
Yeah.
questions that need to be asked.
I
Like
think there
that's
are
another
more.
thing, right? If we're talking about fitness, if
Yeah.
someone came to you, like, just close your eyes, right?
Hmm.
And if I told you, like, hey, I just deadlifted 500 pounds, what would you picture in your head? Like, what type of person would you picture in your head?
I would picture someone with like knee sleeves on, and
Maybe a
then
little bit of
like
like a beer gut.
a little bit, maybe. Definitely not like low body fat percentage, but not like big beer gut
Yeah,
necessarily.
yeah. But then,
Yeah.
like, if I told you I
Thicker.
ran a 5-minute mile, what would you think?
I would honestly picture like a pretty thin guy.
Thin
Like
guy,
I
someone
wouldn't picture you being a bigger guy if you said that. Yeah.
fast. You'd think like, but just like the idea that just pops in your head of the two, and that's
Yeah.
obviously not why I would choose something, but like, there's just that concept where it's like a 5-minute mile is just a little bit more impressive to me than a 500-pound deadlift.
I could see that. I could see that. I will say that it's yeah. Ah, that's tough, man. I think it would be nice to be able to run again without pain because it has been a little bit. Like I'm working
Hmm.
on like building my shins back up with like plyos and sprints and stuff like that, but I don't know. Like when I demo at work, I feel better now than I did when I started. So it's coming back. And I just think of like myself. Like I remember when I saw the Amazing Spider-Man for the first time with Andrew Garfield, I was at my friend Frank's house and I got home at like 1 a.m. and I was too amped up. So I put on shoes and I went for a run. And I came back at 1:30. It was just the middle of the night and I'm just running around my neighborhood. So I
That's
think if I can get back to just like no warm up, just get into a run, that'd be pretty sick too. So
exactly.
I might have
All
to
right.
go with run. Damn, you convinced me, dude. So persuasive.
I've been told I'm argumentative. I enjoy arguments.
I think it's just your nature.
I think it is. I
Just
try
up
my best, but it's not
just
intentional. Like,
upstate.
I don't like, I don't intentionally go into it like that.
I think you just like a good debate.
I think I just like to talk.
Yeah.
So
Good conversation.
me
Sparks
and Jerry
debate.
get into a lot of debates,
We do. Yeah.
like off camera. Like we got into a
Yeah.
lot of, there's some conversations where like, fuck you.
I was mid sip.
As he dies. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Your next
All
one.
right.
Is this your last one?
Excuse me. Yes.
All right.
Sorry. Oh, you made me choke a little bit.
Sorry.
Would you rather max out while wearing running shoes with a lot of cushion and then continue the rest of your lift doing heavy unilateral leg movements,
Jesus.
or
What am I
run
maxing
four.
out?
You're gonna max out squat and deadlift. Just build
Okay.
up squat, deadlift, and then you have a bunch of unilateral movements to do in those runners.
Okay.
Or would you rather run 4 miles in barefoot trainers?
Yeah, I think I'd rather do the lifts. I just think running in barefoots would be so annoying.
I think it could be, and the other part of me is like, I feel like I'd be all right, just because
I think
I'm
you'd be okay
always
in the
yeah.
run. I just think the next day your foot would be destroyed.
I'm just thinking about like maxing out on a squat with big cushiony shoes. Seems like a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
it
like
probably
doing
would
like
be.
a single leg deadlift for reps with heavy weight on a cushiony shoe. That's almost more scary to me. That's almost scarier than just doing a barefoot run.
I think it's scarier. I would think of
Mhm.
this more from like, yes, that would be scarier, but I would think of this
Yeah.
more from like the how I would feel the next day. And I would think if I ran 4 miles in barefoot shoes, after the first probably mile and a half to 2 miles, I would be shot. Like I think like my knees would be shot. I think
Yeah.
my hips would be shot. I know how I run, and I know how most people run, which is very heel heavy, heel
hmm
strike heavy, and I think that would destroy. I like to be honest. I think a lot of people probably wouldn't even be able to run 2 miles in barefoot shoes, which is a problem. But
Yeah.
I think 4 miles for me personally, if I was talking about myself, I could get it done 100%. It would
Yeah.
just be I would feel it the next day, I think. Whereas like if I
hmm
did the other way, I don't think I would feel it as much. I feel like it would suck and I probably wouldn't be able to lift as much, I think would be the case.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't feel it like that the next day.
See, I'm not a heel striker if I'm running. I'm more
Mhm.
midfoot.
Yeah.
And I think that, I don't know, 4 miles is a lot in barefoot shoes, but like the idea of putting a barbell on my back for a max effort squat in like those cloud runners, like the thick base, we're talking like the thickest they get.
Hmm.
That is terrifying. And then
Yeah, it
obviously
would
like
be
doing like single
100%.
leg movements after why I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be able to go very heavy maybe.
That's what I think. I feel like you wouldn't be able to actually max out.
Yeah.
It would just be, it would
You'd be
feel
limited.
shitty. But again, I don't think it would feel shitty like the next day. I
Yeah.
think you would just feel shitty inside of that session. I think with barefoot running, you would feel that for like a week.
So let me ask you this. It's just 1 mile in barefoot shoes. How do you feel?
Yeah,
Just
I'd probably rather do the
still doing the
barefoot.
lift? Oh, okay. Barefoot
Yeah,
mile. At
I think
what
it's the
point
distance.
what point do you think
Like I think 2 miles. I think like
2 miles is the
maybe a
cutoff?
mile and
Like
a
you
half,
would
two
do two
miles.
miles?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I would probably
Interesting.
maybe a mile and a half. I think a mile and a
Yeah.
half would be like. I just think obviously if I worked up to it, I'd probably be able to. I just think that would suck to run
Yeah.
a mile and a half in like those types of shoes. Although they used to do it all the time, so maybe I'm just
Yeah.
a bitch.
Maybe I'm just a bitch. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like that one's hard
Derogatory,
for me.
derogatory.
The finger in the air. I think I think it's a good answer. I think that doing a max out in the cushiony shoes, if you're thinking about the next day, I think that's the better choice. If you're thinking about going through it, I don't know. I don't know. That one I don't know
Just,
if I could choose.
I just think it'd be tough. I think it'd be really hard. Like I said, I think there's a limit on
Yeah.
the running. Where, like I said, probably about a mile and a half to 2 miles. I'd be like, I don't know, right?
If you could get a solid warm up in barefoot shoes and like feel how you're feeling and like feel the ground that you're gonna run on, would you consider it? It's on a track. We'll say it's a
Yeah, I
track
would
too.
consider. I would 100%. I just think like if it was just straight out like today, you asked me like go max out on those in running shoes or running barefoot shoes. I just know tomorrow would be it'd probably ruin me for a couple of days to run in barefoot shoes and run that distance.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see
So
that. I respect the decision. I feel like 4 miles is a lot just to run too,
four
in
miles a
general.
lot in general.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's a tough choice.
So all
I
right,
might max out. I might max out. I don't know. What's yours? You got another one?
I got one more.
All right, let's hear it.
Would you rather only coach beginners for the rest of your career, or would you rather only coach advanced athletes for the rest of your career?
Whew. Beginners for the rest of my career or advanced
This is an
athletes?
easy answer for me.
I think is pay the same.
Yeah.
Beginners. I like helping new people. I like making people feel like the gym is for them, and I like people who like think that they can't do it, and then when they finally get it, I think that advanced athletes, while they're super fun to train, I think that sometimes they, I don't know, I don't think they take the workout for granted. I think they enjoy the workouts that they do, but I think that the beginner will have more wins with you in their session than the advanced athlete, where the advanced athlete has more wins on the field, on the court, on the ice. I'm going to say beginners.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
beginners are 100%. And having coached like high level athletes and beginners, like both ends of the spectrum, I think most high level athletes suck to train. And I think, again, I don't think all of them, but I think a lot of them have like extra baggage, or there's just stuff that comes with it. I think a lot of times you're coaching against the athlete, right? Meaning, like you said, I think they have experiences, desires, wants, whatever, and you have to like coach against that sometimes. Whereas I think a lot of new people, you're just coaching with them, meaning like they're following along, they're asking questions, you're both learning as you go, um, making those changes. Whereas I think a lot of elite level athletes, it's like, you know, there's again, there's like a certain expectation, there's like pressure, there's personality, there's all this stuff that kind of goes into it that can be very exhausting as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it for really 4 years, and it put me in a position where I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's fun, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fun pieces about it. And I think with coaching elite athletes, it's the end result is very fulfilling. Like the
Yeah.
end of
Yeah.
the work is like so fulfilling, and it's the best thing you'll do. Whereas I think for a client, a general coaching client, um, that process is really fun because there's a lot of wins, like you said. There's a lot of wins along the way. There's a lot of things where you're
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, like this guy or girl is like, they couldn't do this, and now look at them. They wouldn't come to the gym at all. Now they came for a week straight. They couldn't lift this. Now they can lift it. Their back was hurting. Now it's not hurting. And it's like these constant little wins in that growth process.
Yeah.
Whereas like athletes, you're kind of just doing what you're doing, setting those goals, and
Yeah.
then and maybe in fighting, maybe because it's just so different in fighting, but like the end result is obviously the goal. And I think with fighting or with athletics, you could do a really good job and still just not see credit or results happen,
Yeah.
unfortunately. That's just something you have to accept because, you know, um, people might not see the value. They might not, get along with you. Like I've had instances where, people were doing really well, and it just they didn't see the value in it, right? My last position was basically that where uh, you're dedicating time to somebody, and like there's obviously results happening, but then like when you're like, oh well, I want this, I need this to continue, and then it's like, oh well, we need this to continue, and you kind of have to make that decision as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like the individual, I think it is like a general population individual is just someone who you grow with, and they're like a whiteboard, if that makes sense, like a clean
Yeah.
whiteboard, a
Yeah.
clean slate. You just essentially get to clear house. You're like, here's what we're gonna do, here's how we're gonna do it. With the athlete, you have to like coach against everything that they've learned, everything that they do, everything that they think, which can be kind of exhausting in that process. I think
Yeah.
obviously the end result is a lot more fulfilling on the end of the elite athlete in a lot of instances, but I still think it's overall the experience is better coaching like a general population.
I would also add that
I think your screen's frozen, but
is it?
on my end at least. But
Oh, well, I hope not on everyone's. If it is, sorry. Enjoy my awkward paused face. But I think along with that, the wins, like we said, like there's going to be a lot of wins along the way for the general client, but it's also a wider variety, and it's fun to see them create new goals based off of their newfound strength and abilities. And because like the variety is so much different, you could have, like you said, like my back's not hurting. Like it affects their everyday life a ton. Where with advanced athletes, like the goals that you have are going to be, I'm sorry, the results that you get and like the wins that you get, they're not like few and far between. You still get little wins here and there, but they're not as frequent or as drastic as somebody who is a beginner. So I think it's just, it feels really rewarding. And obviously, like, it's fun to train athletes who are advanced. When you're working with somebody who is new, their goal is just to probably get better, feel better, move better, get stronger, whatever. Whereas an athlete is just, it's the same all the time. And the goal is perform better in my sport. And again, if they're advanced, they're going to be having like smaller jumps in achievements. And like you'll have like a fraction of the win that somebody who's new gets. So
and
I
I
think I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say I think that it, based on the reward alone and also how it affects the client, seeing an athlete reach a goal, they're like, all right, another thing accomplished. They've accomplished so much in their career. Somebody who is brand new, they accomplish something new, and it like changes their whole dynamic about how they think about training and how they go into their future sessions.
Yeah, and I think one of the things too with I think athletes, which you kind of mentioned, was like there's an expectation, right? And I
Hmm.
think they just kind of don't appreciate it as much,
Yeah.
whether it be because, especially if they're like a higher level athlete, because, you know, they're doing the work, they're doing what needs to be done. And I just don't think they're as appreciative as someone who's like, hey, you changed my entire life
Yeah.
and you helped
Yeah.
me out of like a dark time or a bad body, body image or whatever it might be. And I think the general client is a lot more enjoy appreciative of those efforts, although they can be a little bit more difficult to deal with because it's not their life. Like I think there's things that are easier about training elite athletes because their life revolves around it. But I
Hmm.
think because their life revolves around it, they're not as appreciative of it, especially in some of the people that I've dealt with,
Hmm.
where they're great people, but they're just not as appreciative of the work and the efforts and the sacrifices. Whereas like a
It's just
general
another
person,
Tuesday.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like okay, it's our Tuesday session. Whereas like, the general population are like they look forward to doing it, right? That's like,
Yeah.
okay, I look forward to coming in. I love these sessions. This makes my day, this makes my week, it makes me feel better, that sort of thing. So I think that's a different piece of it as well. And there's definitely pros and cons to each, but if you told me to choose one for the rest of my life, I'd probably choose general clients, just like regular people.
Yeah. It's cool too, because like think about how many general clients you've had who are like, yeah, like I don't really have goals, but I want to just feel better. I'm sick of living life the way I've been living it. I want to
Yeah.
change. And
Yeah.
it's like, cool, we'll do that. And then like even a year down the line, what just happened to my screen? What is happening?
I was testing something to see if it would unfreeze.
Oh, okay. Did it work?
I turned the camera back on and it's just your screen, so
I'll do it here. But basically like I think about, did you just click that?
I'm turning on the camera.
Stop turning. All right, you do it. I won't touch it. I kept turning it off. I was just thinking, like, how many people I've trained where it's been like a year and they're just like, you know what? I think I'm going to do this event. I signed up for it. It's like, awesome. Let's go. Now you have a new goal. Let's work toward that. And like they start trying these new avenues of fitness, stuff they haven't done before. And it's just, everything's fresh to them.
Yeah.
It's like, have you ever seen the movie Encino Man with Brendan Fraser, Pauly Shore, and the dude who played, what's his name? I forgot. Mikey in the Goonies. Either way, great movie. But they find a caveman, Brendan Fraser. They thaw him out, and when he thaws out, he's just like a caveman in this new world. And he like tries a slushy for the first time, and like they're teaching him lingo and stuff and how to talk, and like he ends up becoming like this really happy caveman, super popular, whatever. And he's like really enjoying life. That's what it feels like to coach a new client.
Yeah.
Everything is new.
I
Everything's
agree.
exciting.
Yeah. So that camera thing didn't work, but
Yeah.
we are at the end anyways. And we are at the end of the BGPerform podcast. RIP to the BGPerform podcast. And
Pour out a Coors for the
pour out a
BGPerform
Coors
podcast.
for the BGPerform podcast. So coming back next week with a new series, a new podcast, a new goal, mission, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I'm going to be announcing everything next week, and I'm looking forward to it because I think it speaks more to us as coaches and what we're looking to do in the future.
Same handsome faces, same energy.
Same handsome faces,
We're
same
going
energy.
nowhere.
Yeah, we're here. We're here to stay. But until then, if you guys have any questions, if you'd like to work with us, if you're a coach who'd like to work with us, if you're a client that'd like to work with us, just reach out, www.bgperform.com/training, or reach out on Instagram at bgperform_ or at Coach Jerry Hayes. You can reach out to us and ask us anything you need about training, coaching, all that stuff. And if you are a coach who wants to join the Coach Connect, which is our group education for coaching, you can reach out today. Let us know. Our calls are every Tuesday at 2 p.m. We're diving into a new module. We have one more week of the current module, and we're going to be diving into a new one next week or following week from there. And as always, keep tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.